Up for the Smallbones, both David and Helen and Miss Rebecca St. James in the house. Listen, this is it. You do not have Miss Rebecca St. James without these beautiful parents here. David and Helen are truly my heroes. They are all unsung heroes, but you don't have For King and Country without them. Come on, y'all. Give it up for them one more time, right? Now, why this is so important and such a big deal is for a long time people are saying, why are you bringing them in on Easter? This movie is about a resurrection of the family, the resurrection of so many things in your life because you lost it all coming over here. We only see the success. I mean, you got to remember, you got a Grammy Award winner on the end down there, over 2 million albums sold, son. I'm telling you, not to mention the boys, all right? So this family's 5 Grammys, you know what I'm saying? Jordan Sparks, Jimmy Allen, Dolly Parton, y'all. I mean, look at this. Tori Allen, Kirk Franklin. They've collaborated. They've done all these amazing things. But if you didn't risk it, David, if you didn't come over, if you didn't go for it, it wouldn't have happened. So let's start right there with you. How crazy is it to watch your life on the big screen and telling the story? Tell me about it.
We love you, Pastor Bloke, and love being here at Simple Church. You guys encourage my family so much. So thank you. I need to tell you, I think the Lord put us through all this to help me grow, because I had Christian parents, grew up in a Christian family, took it all for granted, and then suddenly at 40, everything was taken away. And I shook in my boots every day. But Helen loved me. I went deeper with Jesus, and we saw the miraculous. And my encouragement to any of you, if you're going through the fire, go deeper with Jesus. Make sure you're in community. Make sure you're in church, and pray. Our family, our kids particularly, we prayed every day for food on the table. Most weeks, we didn't know where the food was going to come from. And it grew me from a lukewarm Christian to a passionate Christian. And I have to tell you, I've had a wonderful life. And I don't want to go through it again, but I'm so thankful I've been through that experience, because it was just incredible. So my challenge to any of you is live the life of faith. If you're lukewarm in your faith, go deeper. It's a wonderful life, and God is good.
Come on, y'all. Give it up, David. Just real fast, honey, before we go in, let me show a couple of pictures real fast. For those that don't know, his son Joel plays him in the movie. Just look at the resemblance right there. 2 good-looking blokes right there. That's all I got,
We
Crocodile.
never realized how much Joel looked like David until we saw that
It really is.
comparison.
It is crazy. And the reason I say it is he really goes deep in the movie. You share so many awesome things. If you've ever felt like a failure, if you've ever wondered, can you rebound, this story will inspire you. And I am super grateful for y'all being vulnerable and sharing your story the way you did. I promise you, I've cried in the movie. I've seen it twice. I've cried both times for a lot of different reasons. Do not miss it. It's very inspirational. And you can't have it without that beautiful woman next to her right there. Isn't that right, Angie?
That's exactly right. And she is such a strong woman, and we've gotten to know her, and we knew she was a strong woman.
Yes.
But through the film, we really get to see you as a really young woman, young family, and how strong you are. But tell us, how did you hold your family together during this difficult time when your husband was really struggling and you had all these babies to take care of?
I think when we're going through hard times, and it's not if we go through hard times, it's when we go through hard times, it shows you where your faith is, what your foundation is. And I'm very blessed, I think, in that the foundation that we were given was in Jesus. And you turn to that foundation when you're really pushed, and it allows God to, one, I think, show that He is faithful, that He is good. We know that God promises that He's going to be with us. And if He's with us, then how can we resent the journey that He has us on? It's just He's wanting to teach us something. He's wanting to grow us. He's wanting to realize in a deeper way that He is with us and that we can stand on that. And for me, my strength came from knowing that God was there. And if I had doubts, the kids, when we did have doubts, the simple faith of children often is what speaks truth to you, because they they don't have as many doubts as us because they don't see the big picture as big as we do. And then secondly, if he's with you on that journey, then you know he's going to give you the strength and what you need for the journey. And he promises to be with us, and he promises to give us our needs.
Come on, that's Helen, y'all. Come on, give her some love.
Strong woman.
Hey,
Strong in her faith.
just hold it. Just like you, Angie, this is the thing. See, behind every decent man is a better woman. Can I get an amen, right? We're going to talk about we're going to talk about Rebecca in just a second. But before I do that, I just have to give you a little connection. Last hour I didn't do this, but Rebecca and I actually worked for the same record company she was on and when I was in Nashville. So the reason that this is such an emotional thing for me, Angie's going to tell you her connection, but I loved her from a distance because of her faith and her stance. And then through the boys, through For King and Country, we've gotten even closer. But I am telling you, this is an amazing family. And this moment that you're about to experience with my wife, this is a big moment for her because, Angie, it is your turn to take it away for your hero right there. There she is.
I know. Well, from one strong woman you came from, and you are just a beautiful, godly woman. And I just want to say that this is full circle for me because I wasn't raised in a Christian home. And so I didn't even give my life to the Lord until I was 25, which was the summer of 1996, which was also the summer that you came out with the album God.
That's right.
And there's the cover. It brings me all the way back to my little apartment, my one-bedroom apartment, and listening to the words of the songs. For me, it was my very first Christian album ever, CD.
That's amazing.
And so just hearing you pour your heart out to God it inspired me in my young walk as a Christian too, that, he had a plan for me and that I could worship him. And so it's unbelievable that I get to be here with you today.
Oh, that's really beautiful.
All right, so
hear.
here's the reason we set that up is because there's a song in this movie that's kind of the iconic moment for me and for everybody else. There's a great soundtrack, by the way. You inspired by soundtrack? Number one, Striper's on here with Lecrae. Come on, son. Any Striper lovers? Where are my Striper people at, all right? Thanks, all four of y'all. God bless you. I love y'all. But the reason I love there's so many great songs, but as we did in the pre-show, Garrett Jacobs has a song on there right now. It's called it's Unsung Hero. It's called Checking In. Lee Bryce does it. This is your local hero, American Idol. Come on, give Garrett some love, all right? So there's some great songs, Garrett. Thank you. I want to just talk to you about this because your song on here is really what it's all about. You make everything beautiful. Rebecca, tell us about the movie. Tell us about this song. Give us something this morning to help us get through our hard times.
Well, the song "You Make Everything Beautiful," I wrote with Luke, my brother and one of the boys in For King and Country. I call them the boys because they're still the boys to me. But he and I wrote it about 13, 14 years ago, and it's a song about hope. It's a song about God redeeming our pain. And all of us go through hard stuff in life. We went through this time in our family's life that's documented now in the movie. And it's amazing to me that so much of it that is in the movie that's like, when I watch it, I cry and I'm moved. But it's also true. Like almost every detail in the film is true. And it's a lot. We were sleeping on the floor on beds made out of clothes. We had no car, no income, no food, we were just struggling. And God showed up and he did miracles in our lives. Like we'd have checks come in the mail that would just cover bills. A family gave us a car out of the blue right after meeting us. Groceries on the doorstep, furniture provided. Thing after thing after thing. And I saw the power of prayer as a 14, 15-year-old girl. And it's in the movie too, but some people, when I was first starting to sing, thought, what does a 16-year-old have to say? She's hardly lived any life. What does she actually have to say or sing about? And this experience of watching God do miracles in our life gave me something to say. It gave me a testimony. The boys still talk about it in their shows. It gave our family a message. So we feel like now with Lionsgate supporting this and it going wider, it has a chance to really encourage families, marriages, faith, build up the church, build up people that are struggling. Because we're all struggling in different ways. Life is challenging, but we need Jesus, and that's what it points to.
It's so good, too, because what I want you to know is this young lady right here is also been blessed. When you talk about miracles, that's why we wanted to do it on Easter, is because it's the resurrection of life. And even in those hard times, there's going to be hope, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I have to brag on your beautiful family as well, because this right here, her husband, anybody know the group Foster the People? Anybody ever heard of that? Come on, give me a little love out there. Yes.
Pumped Up
That's
Kicks.
Jacob was the bass player. He was there for that. Now they've got this beautiful family here. They're just an amazing group of people. And a little inside information, there's a couple of cameos in the movie from some people that might be on this stage, all right? Someone might be in here in this movie because y'all went backstage or behind scene and you got to be a part of the movie. It really is an unbelievable story you just don't want to miss. And when I talk about the miracle side of it, it truly is a miracle you're here. We are blessed by that. And I've got one last question, and I will go to Rebecca, okay? She's the star, Dad. Don't get mad, all right? Why should they go see this movie? If they're sitting there going, okay, Justin, I've heard you say this, but what is the reason they should say, okay, I need to go do it?
So I had a little insight just recently, and it might sound to you like, oh yeah, of course it is that way, but it was kind of a light bulb moment for me that hidden within the word encourage is the word courage. And I feel like when we encourage each other, we're calling somebody else their courage to rise up. We're calling them to stand firm. And to me, if this film can encourage marriages to stick in there in the hard times, if it can encourage people that are discouraged about family life, that it can be thriving, if it can encourage people to pray, if it can encourage people that are struggling in faith to rise up and have courage and stand firm in faith, then it's been a successful movie. So please pray. Just pray for the Spirit of God to move. It's also coming out right before Mother's Day. So if you love your mom, and you guys, you love your mom, you're grateful to her, take her to the theater and just say, thanks, Mom, for being a hero in my life. Thank you for all that you sowed in, because I think that's a timely moment as well.
And that's a great transition for this book. If you also want to get your mom early, Mother's Day gift, Helen's going to be out in the courier out there. She's going to make sure that she has this available for her. She can meet her, talk to her, sign it. It's a great book. But then also, I would just add to that, Father's Day is 1 month behind that, just for y'all that don't know.
Oh, okay.
Take your dad to see the movie. Isn't that right, old bloke, right?
It is, young bloke.
Because I'm going to tell you, I called him after the movie, and I texted him after the movie, and I said, there's a lot of heroes in the movie. There's no doubt Rebecca is a hero in the movie. There's no doubt that without Mom, they wouldn't be there. But my hero in the movie is you. And the reason why, Dave, this is the truth. In a world that is so skeptical about Christian movies and Christians, we're very scared to be honest and real about our hurt and our pain. Thank all of you for being transparent and sharing your hurt and your pain, because it broke me. It broke our staff. And I think people need it. And I'm thankful for y'all risking it. I'm thankful for you putting it out. And I'm challenging you, go see the movie. Can you do that for me, Simple Church? Can you do that for me, Shreveport Bossier?